IELTS Listening has 4 sections, each with 10 items or questions. Each item is worth 1 mark. The items are designed so that the answers appear in order in the listening passage. During the test, time is given for candidates to read the questions and write down and check their answers. Answers are written on the question paper as candidates listen. When the recordings ends, 10 minutes are allowed for candidates to transfer their answers onto an answer sheet. Each section is played once only. The recordings include a range of accents, including British, Australian, New Zealand, and American. It is important for us to know the topic area of each section of the listening test and also see what main skills are tested in each section, so we can develop our skills and strategies to find the answers in a way they should be found. In order to develop our techniques, we also need to know the different question types. Each question type is suitable for testing a particular language skill. Combining the targeted skill with the question type enables us to develop better solutions for different sections of the IELTS listening test. Sections 1 and 2 of listening examine the types of listening skills needed for survival in an English-speaking country in normal life situations. The topic of the first section of IELTS test, IELTS listening test of course, is social needs. It is a dialogue between two people with transactional purpose, such as finding out about travel services or booking a hotel or car. The main skill focus is on listening for and noting a specific factual information. In section 2, the topic is still about social needs, with the scene set as a monologue or promoted monologue with transactional purpose. Transactional monologues are something similar to radio interviews. While there are two people involved, one of them, the host, does not contribute to the conversation that much and only asks some questions. This is indeed one speaker, the guest, presenting most, if not all, the information. Section 3 and 4 focus on the types of academic situations likely to be encountered by students following a training or a study course in an English-speaking country, including lectures, tutorials, seminars, and discussions with other students on academic matters. Here, the student must be able to identify key points as well as details, and also to cope with the negotiation of meaning and follow a line of academic argument. Topic of section 3 is in the area of education and training. There is a dialogue in the form of a discussion between 2 to 4 people in an academic context, for example, tutorial or seminar. The main skill is the ability of following a conversation which involves negotiation of meaning. And section 4, the last section, which is deemed to be the hardest section by many candidates, is in educational atmosphere 2. It contains a monologue in an academic context, such as a lecture. The purpose of this section is to test the candidate's ability to follow an academic argument, as well as listening for main ideas, specific information, attitude, and a speaker's opinion. A variety of task types is used in IELTS listening, with each of them more suitable for testing particular language skills. The 7 principal task types are Type 1, forms, notes, table, flowchart, or summary completion. Type 2, multiple choice question. Type 3, short answer questions. Type 4, sentence completion. Type 5, labeling a diagram, plan, or map. Type 6, classification. And type 7, matching. Any task type could be used in any section of the test. However, generally, there aren't more than 3 different task types in any section, and in some cases, the whole section may consist of just one. Another thing that you need to be aware of is, all these sections are not equally difficult. IELTS listening tests a wide range of abilities, And in order to allow this, the sections gradually get more difficult from section 1 to section 4. When the instructions state that the candidate should answer in, for example, no more than 3 words, they would lose marks by writing an answer with more than 3 words, even if one is A or D. As it exceeds the word limit, will be marked incorrect. Answers in IELTS listening have to be correctly spelled. Incorrect spelling and grammar are penalized. However, words which the candidates have to write will generally be high-frequency words. Both UK and US varieties of spelling are accepted. Proper names may be spelled out in the recording, so don't worry about those specific names. At the beginning of each section, you hear a short description of the situation you are about to listen to. This may give information about who the speakers are, where they are, and what the general topic is. This description is not written on the question paper, so it is important for you to listen carefully. Please don't use this time to read the questions because you may get completely distracted and lose the few first sentences of the actual recording. If this happens, this not only doesn't help you, but will result in an irreparable damage. You will have time to look at the questions before each section. You are told which questions to look at. There is one break during each of sections 1, 2, and 3 to allow you time to look at the following questions. Actually, the 10 questions of each of these sections are divided into 2 parts, and you have a break in between of those 2 parts to look at the following question set. However, there is no break in section 4. I will teach you all the required time management strategies for each section of IELTS listening in the next few lectures. These allowed review times and breaks will help you a lot. You also have half a minute to check your answers at the end of each section. These 30 seconds are very, very useful for certain purposes, of course, which I will explain in the following lectures. There is usually an example at the beginning of section 1, and for this section only, the recording relating to the example is played twice. A great advantage of IELTS listening is that questions order is the same as the order of information in the recording. That means you hear the information about question number 2 after question number 1 and before question number 3. This is the case for all IELTS listening task types and helps us identifying some signposts and milestones in order to follow the flow of words and information, avoid getting lost, and find the answers.